All right, let's get started here. We're going to go over the fantasy lineups for the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes brings his team. We're going to do the skill positions in fantasy against each other. Justin Herbert brings his LA Chargers against the Chiefs here. We're going to start way down here at wide receiver number 4. Compare them up. We have Jalen Royals coming in, rookie from Utah State. Hey, getting some OTAs with the team and big impact here immediately with his run after catch abilities really standing out. Brought him in to add some flavor to their wide receiver team. We've got Mike Williams over here for the 106th in fantasy last year. Down year, injured, comes back to the Chargers. Familiarity with the team, the town, and the quarterback. So he's back. Hey, down year, like we said, but in the past, he's had some decent near 10 games. So he was a high round pick, too, first, 7th overall. Bring him in on a 1-year contract. We're going to give the nod to him because of his experience, and you just never know. And it's kind of deep there with the Chiefs wide receiver room, so it's going to be hard for Royals to maybe make a name for himself early. So here we go. I'll show you how we're keeping points here. You got wide receiver 4 going to get 1 point. We'll progressively give more points as the positions get more important up there. So, hey, we had another. I'd already done. We're going through this, working my way through the week 1 schedule. I did the Philadelphia beat Dallas in an earlier matchup, 15-5. You can check that out there on YouTube. All right. Hey, give me a thumbs up later if you like the content. All right, let's go back. We're going to start and go back to the next up is backup quarterbacks. All right, got Gardner Minshew for the Chiefs. All right, he came in last year. Hey, combined 20 starts in the last 2 seasons. So he's been with some teams, kind of a journeyman. But you want to talk about journeyman, how about Taylor Heineke? All right, he's currently the Chargers backup. Hey, played for 6 teams in the last 7 seasons. So he's currently ranked 21 by SI. And we saw the Gardner Minshew here was ranked 14th. So I'll use the SI rankings. Like I said, I can copy off somebody else's homework. We'll give them the point. Gardner Minshew has a little more recent experience, I guess. Although Taylor Heineke's been around. All right, we'll move on to the 3rd string running backs here. We have Mitchell brought into the Chiefs, longtime 49er. All right, no points last year, is out with injured. But hey, had 963 yards, 5 touchdowns way back in 2021 when an injury happened to McCaffrey. So hey, he has some experience. How about Hassan Haskins? Right? He's got some experience. He's got some experience with the coach, right? Haskins was an All-American at Michigan, reunion with his college head coach, Jim Harbaugh, last year. Hey, 31 fantasy points versus a guy that's been out. You're going to go people ahead of him? What's the chance? I mean, it's very deep for Haskins here with these top 2, Harrison, but over in Kansas City, hey, it's a little less, I guess, proven. We got Pacheco and Hunt ahead, but I don't know. It's got a close one. We're going to go with probably just Mitchell because he's done some stuff here in the past. So, all right, we'll move on to the 2nd running backs. And here we got some big names. How about Hunt? Came on last year for him, finished 30th at running back. 728 yards, 7 touchdowns. Late season, only $1.5 million though. 1-year contract. Kind of shows you what they're thinking here, right? Only averaged 3.6 yards per carry. Knew the thing, brought in last year. That was good for them. Boy, that was kind of important. Filled in for them. Hey, how about Najee Harris? Big free agent signing. Right? 20th finish last year. almost 10 points a game. 1,000 yards again, all for first 4 years, all 1,000 yards, 4 seasons, never missed a game. Just the question is, how much split there's going to be when he was signed. We're thinking, hey, Najee Harris here with the Chargers. Going to be great. I have him here as the top, but hey, Marion Hampton's probably going to get more action. So a lot of people have him the first one. So it's kind of going to wait and see. But they were the 17th team in rushing last year. So the exciting rookie versus the aging veteran, up and down here for Hunt. So I'm going to go with Najee Harris. We have him. So I picked Najee Harris. That puts it at a 2-2 early on. All right, we got 2-2. Next, we'll move on to the wide receivers. This is the third stringers. We got Hollywood Brown. All right, cut short. Add some veteran leadership here to the wide receiver room. Only 91 yards. Hey, signed a one-year deal again for $11 million. Shoulder injury last year. He didn't start till week 16. Reboot and try again. That's what we're saying there. And Quentin Johnston. Here's a pivot point for the Chargers, for fantasy, who we don't really know. Hey, considered a disappointment early on. Finished 36th, though, with almost 8 points a game. Had 8 touchdowns, right? John is currently ahead of the 2 rookies on the depth chart. Well, they brought in, of course, 2 rookies to compete with him, Trey Harris, right, and another deeper one. So, hey, he first round, 21st pick overall. You just don't know versus a veteran, Marquise Brown. Look at that tailing off here. Well, the consensus has him ranked 49th. They don't have Quentin Johnston ranked, but based on last year, and I'm just going to go with Johnston. I think that he looks more promising than Marquise Brown. So we'll take a 3-2 lead for the Chargers. Next, we'll bring in the number 2 wide receivers. Worthy had 129 points last year. Hey, exciting rookie called on when Rice got hurt. Finished 33rd at fantasy last year. Had 6 touchdowns, 638 yards. Returning punts could be added this year. And with a deeper wide receiver bench, well, if everyone stays healthy, we have Worthy, Rice, Marquise Brown. How they going to fit in? But if they're willing to put him as a punt returner, then they risk him, put a little risk there. Hey, he was the 28th pick overall in last year's draft. Worthy going up against a rookie wide receiver this year. Again, for the Chargers, they bring in this Trey Harris. Slow start at OTAs, though. Big red zone target. So, he was brought in second round, 55 overall. Of course, we're going to have to go with the more proven here with Worthy, right? So we'll get a couple more points with that. So, hey, Kansas City takes a 4-3 lead. All right, next up we go with the tight ends. This is a full pointer. It's a starter. All right. Well, we got Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce finished 10th overall last year, trying to lose a little weight. Says he's lost 25 pounds to get ready for this last season. And we got him up against Will Dissly. Will Dissly finished 27th overall with 4 points a game, 481 yards. Now, the Chargers did also bring in Tyler Conklin. Yeah, for similar stats as Dissly. They're both contributed solid blockers. Hey, that's one plus for Will Dissly. He was one of the top blockers. So, a lot of running on the Chargers. Of course, the point's going to go to Travis Kelce here. So, Chiefs have a 7-3 lead at this point. So, Rashee Rice is next, and Ladd McConkey. All right, you can see here, look at that average per game. Would you be surprised to see that Rashee Rice had a 10.2 versus 9.9? All right, well, of course, the deal here is Rice missed those games. All right, Rashee Rice played the first 3 games. We see here that, hey, just finished 98th overall, of course, and there's just those 288 yards early in those first 3 games. Was on the field. Average was 10.2, like we said, but can he stay on the field, right? Whereas McConkey had a great year, right? 11th overall, almost 10 points a game also, 1,149 yards, 7 touchdowns. Now, he did it. Herbert says he's a tough player, done a great job of battling through injuries and staying on the field. So that kind of is the difference maker. You can see he finished 11th in fantasy last year. So the promise of Rice, can he stay on the field? All right, has a lot of problems here. Looks explosive and fast. No limitations, back from the injury. That's a close one, but of course we're going to go with Ladd McConkey off that year last year. And consensus has one it ranked 14th and 12th. So I guess we'll go with consensus here, although I try to be a contrarian where needed. So next up is we're going to go to some running backs. All right, we're going to do Isaiah Pacheco and Omarion Hampton. All right, Pacheco, of course, 64th overall, disappointing last year, just 310 yards. Had that bad, he runs angry, right? Well, that angry done end up and bed him last year, broke his leg. Was never really the same the rest of the year. You can see the big stretch of games missed in the middle. Came back on and never could retake get Kareem Hunt back on the bench. Right? Just it wasn't his same. So he's coming back, supposedly added some muscle, ready for this next year. And of course, we got an unknown over here with Omarion Hampton. Well, they liked him out of the draft, right? Hey, racked up 2 seasons with 2,300 yards after contact, only second to Ashton Genty. So kind of the question here is, yeah, he's going to get a lot of action, but how much do we split between Najee Harris and Omarion Hampton? That's kind of a thing, but really it doesn't matter. I think with the Chargers running the ball more, and I think the Chiefs may pass more, but I'm going to go with the exciting rookie as the pick there. So the Chargers have a 9-7 lead going into the last one. Is the quarterback, right? Well, we got Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert. Well, hey, fantasy's actually very close. 244 to 234. Now we'll go to the average here. And Mahomes, of course, has a little better average. Probably sat out of last game. So Patrick Mahomes, of course, is finished 11th overall, 15 points a game, Super Bowl champion. Well, he increased the passing this year. Of course, the last couple of years, you can see I have here Kansas City is his fantasy weight. What's bringing him down, right? Well, we went over him. You can see he's down the last 2 years. Well, it's not so much he's gotten worse. The defense at Kansas City's been so much better. Didn't need as much out of him. So I'm still looking for him to rebound into the top 10 this year. Justin Herbert, on the other hand, hey, did good. 14th overall last year. Longevity kind of helped get him there. 23 touchdowns, played in all the games. And the run game, of course, is his fantasy weight. Are they going to run more than the passing? So he played all the games last year, did good. But, of course, this is going to go to Patrick Mahomes, and we're going to give him the points. And that, of course, quarterback gets a lot of points and makes a big difference. That's going to be the difference makers. So Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes is their leader. Takes 11-9 victory over the Chargers. Let's take a look at this.